make my plug call it. Baby, you gon' blow my August. She said she understand, yeah. I pay too much money for my upkeep to be having free conversations. I had somebody reach out to me. They have been reaching out to me in my DMs, and I was kind of ignoring it, just leaving them on red because I'm not interested. And today they consistently message me, and so I said, okay, I'll answer. This morning I had a shampoo appointment. And so I answered, and they were like, am I disturbing you? And I said, I don't converse with men that I don't know. And they said, well, let's change that. And I said, well, I'm actually on the way to go get my hair done. You gonna contribute to that? They sent a long paragraph asking me to explain why they should do that. And they said, now they understand the kind of woman that I am, on and on and on. And I said, no problem. No worries. Have a good day. I feel like this. I keep my nails done, keep my toes done. So nails, toes, every month. I get my hair done every month. This is a luxury style. I keep my hair up, right? So getting my hair done every month. Nails, toes, hair. I own my home. I got an acre of land. I have to get my grass cut. I get my yard work done by myself. All of that is covered by myself. I have a nice body. I get that done in the gym. I have a gym membership. I clothe my nice body with nice clothes. And so I have to go shopping. And I wear makeup, which I enjoy. And in the comments, I don't care what you got to say about makeup, but I also spend money on that. And so to keep this up, I also eat on a meal plan that I have created. And so for that meal plan, I have to go grocery shopping to eat off of the meal plan that I have created. And so all of this takes money. All of this takes money to upkeep this. And so why am I having free conversations? And it is okay. It is okay if you don't feel the way that I feel and you are having free conversations. But I think about this, especially if you're messaging me when I'm on the way to an appointment where I'm about to spend hundreds of dollars to get my hair washed, and I'm continuing to have this appointment where I'm spending hundreds of dollars on myself, and you're interested in me? No, I don't have free conversations. And I implore you, if you are a woman who takes great care of herself and does great things for herself and keeps herself up, think about whether you're having free conversations. I treat my phone like it still has minutes and you're not using mine up. That's it. Love you. Bye.
I think I'm at a loss for words on this one, guys. And maybe you guys are too. Transactional dating. First thing that comes to mind, right? To have a conversation. And fellas, I want you guys to teach your sons this early on. And for you younger guys who are watching, don't waste a second on a woman that's not reciprocating any type of energy, that's not interested, that you have to pay for her time. I'm just not with it. And I don't want to talk about her looks, right? Because I don't want to say you're entitled, but I feel like you're allowed to feel the way you feel. You have your preference. You even have your preference of how you want a man to date you, even though it may not be realistic. You want a man to contribute to you going to get some hair that's not even yours done, right? Which is insane to me. And then you go listing off the things that most adults do anyway. Your meal plan, you have to do this, the clothes, all that. So just to talk to you, because you spend all this stuff on yourself, fellas, the ladies, this is why a lot of dudes don't even waste the time.
All right, Shalom. I want to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 men. All right, stay away from this kind of woman. All right, stay away from these this is a Lego beast. All right, you heard the attitude, the wicked attitude of this woman. Basically, she dating men strictly for money. She's telling you straight up front that hey, you had to contribute to her upbringing. As if she's something so great. As the guy was saying, GR Wisdom, this is his channel here. These women are entitled. They're proud, they're haughty, right? And they're like little children, counting simple things that most women do anyway. In terms of taking care of their hair. What she hear, as he says, ain't even her own. You can see that, right? Look at that big ass forehead, all right? And those eyebrows look like fucking Batman, man. Like what the fuck is wrong with these women? These men be putting these women up on a pedestal, and now men starting to check them because of the red pill movement. But we're first and foremost beginning with our apostles, all right? Because that's where the red pill movement came from, all right? So these women are being checked right now, and they're not being allowed, and they don't like it. They feel offended. All right, but you all have you all have a lot of pride, and you're gonna fall hard. All right, very soon. All right, very soon. All you women who prideful like that, they're gonna fall hard. Let's get some precepts. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse. Let's go here. And these women are the women who raising you next generation, you jakes. Alright, that's the ones kind that raising you YNs. Alright, they're gonna make a YN. Alright, Isaiah 3:16, look here, Judah's woman denounced, right? That she's a Judite, more likely. It says, moreover, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? Then that word haughty goes into being proud too. Right, full of yourself, arrogantly superior and disdainful, proud, vain, arrogant. That's exact. That snobbish, conceited name. That isn't that describing this creature you see here? Isn't that describing her? Yeah, it does. It does describe her. Arrogant, vain, so much. She have a nice body. Her body, even all that. She a little slim in the hips. All right, you know, but she fit. Figure she going to the gym, but you're average looking woman. Alright? And that's the thing about it. So these women, they're haughty. Right? Because the daughters of Zion are haughty and they mean, right? As the elder apostle Gaba, they taught us, that's what I believe it's Elder High Priest Yahikwab, or was it High Priest Malak Masha had say, these women are mean. Right? And walk with stretched forth necks. Right, they're proud and wanton eyes. The eyes looking up and down, looking for a man who had the most amount of money. And they're deceiving themselves. No man want that. She look like she hit the wall already. Alright? Right? Walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. Right? So these women, they don't understand that, pride go before destruction. Right? I believe is it Psalm or Proverbs? Proverbs 16 and 18. Yeah, that's it here. Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction. Right? That haughtiness. Right? And your woman gonna get a great destruction. Going back into the dream that the Jake had, the Christian Jake that we did, that a lot of the brothers did videos on. I did one and a two. These women, they're not going to have men very soon. Right? So the same men who you're rejecting, the men who you were doing this kind of nonsense and having the same nasty attitude, nasty stink attitude for too, you're going to be rejected. A lot of you women going to be rejected and you're going to be out there and you're going to be unalived by the craziness that's going on. Right? Pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, right? So you women going to have a great fall because you're greatly haughty, right? You're very, very haughty, very disrespectful, rude. All right, you all have a lot of reproach. A lot of you don't even have any children, for a righteous man. Some have no children. Some of you making children for these YNs. All right, but the point is, you're gonna have a great fall, or that you're gonna fall off of that pedestal that this will put you on, that Esau Edom puts you on. Right? Proverbs 9 and 13, it says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. I say these women are like children. Alright? Complaining about they have to do a meal plan, they have to mow the lawn. Well, yeah, that's where you get when you didn't get married to a man. Alright, and they want to use men as options. This is what these women be doing. Alright? Talking about no free conversations. I want to talk to you, bitch. Alright? You know what? They want to talk to you. You should be running the next way when you see this creature coming here. Alright? Run the next way. Alright? Most of them, they're no good. Alright? That's just putting it mildly. Alright? That's just the truth. Right? And I hope none of you women out there get offended. Not all. I'm not speaking about the righteous sisters. This is definitely not a righteous sister. You can see that. Alright? The scripture talk about the whoredom of a woman may be known by her haughty looks and eyelids. Look at her eyelids. Alright? You can see she's a whorish woman. Alright, let's get that. Let's go to the Apocrypha. The book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 9. It says what? The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. And you can see in her eyelids. Alright? You know, she had a full share of men. She been on the cock carousel a long time. All right? Now they're looking for a man to settle along with. They're still looking for a man with money. All right? It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. And these women had too much liberty. All right? Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler, when she had found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Right? You know, basically on the cock carousel, taking man after man. All right? These are not continent women. These women don't have a continent mind. They're not shamefaced and they're not faithful. All right? And they're certainly not silent. Okay? So the minds are snares and nets. A woman like that, you know, you run from. Run from them. They only want you for what you have, right? What they could siphon from you. All right, Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart and mind is snares and nets. That's what they want to tie you up. You know? Worst thing you could do is go and make a child with that. It says, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the heavenly Father shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So, you know, as I say, run from these women. All right, run from when you see these beasts here, run away. All right, you know, it ain't had nothing good for you. I pray this lesson was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom wa harag babal.